How you doing? Here are top 5 reasons why you are not valiant. Despite what you see in social media, most people that play MCOC are still not valiant. And I'm talking about just active players. If you're talking about all the accounts that were made when it comes to MCOC, it's definitely, I would say, less than 5%. I would maybe even say 1% of accounts are valiant if you talk about all the accounts. But if you're just talking about the active players, even then, most people that play MCOC are not valiant. So here are the top 5 reasons that's why that's the case. Also, I give you guys further proof in my realistic new account challenge first year anniversary if you want to know why that's true. Okay, so so I didn't put this on my top 5 list, but I think it's important to note that this game, there's a lot of knowledge to know when it comes to MCOC. The game compared to 10 years ago is completely different game, okay? You know, even 5 years ago, this game is completely different. So if you're new to this game, you're gonna be lost for sure. So I understand if there's a lot to know when it comes to this game. So let me give you guys an MCOC quiz. How much you know when it comes to MCOC? I was supposed to give you guys this quiz during my first year anniversary realistic new account challenge, but I forgot. So let me do it now so I don't forget. So let's read it. What champion increases personal stun duration based on how many buffs the opponent has? A. Ronin, B. Mordo, C. Longshot, or D. Call Obsidian. So if you know the answer, comment below. Like I mentioned, there's a lot to know when it comes to MCOC, and let me know if you know the answer to this comment to this answer. So I do know the answer to this. Let me know if you know the answer as well. I did get most of the questions right. Should I be happy or sad? I don't know. So let's go top 5 reasons why you are not valiant. And like I mentioned, there is definitely a lot knowledge to know when it comes to the game. So number one reason why, and the most important reason why, and it seems obvious, is you're just not putting enough time. Okay, I could almost guarantee you, if you spend 300 hours in 1 year's time, you could become valiant if you're a new player. Okay, like that's less than an hour a day average. Okay, it seems like three. Yes, I understand 300 hours is a lot of time to invest in a mobile game, but that's what's gonna take for some players if you're new to this game. And if you can't cannot put in like at least 150 hours to become valiant as a new player, then this is not the game for you, because it does take a long time. There's no shortcut to it, especially if you're a new player. Okay, so I could probably almost auto fight my way to become valiant in 300 hours in 1 year's time. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. So as you can see, I'm doing a challenge. Can I become valiant using auto fight? Okay, and how long or how many hours will it take? And my goal is to become valiant using auto fight by January 3rd, 2027. Okay, I know it's gonna take a lot of time. There's no question about it. So let me just, yeah. So number two reason why, okay, just poor planning. Okay, very poor planning, and usually sometimes it has to do with when they see people in social media like kabam YouTubers, like they blitz to this you know quest. They do these speed runs, they make it look so easy, especially like the grandmaster. They like, oh, they solo the grandmaster, and you realize, you know if Seaton can solo the grandmaster, that doesn't seem that bad. And then you realize, after 5 revives later, you're like, wow, this fight is harder than I thought. Okay, especially if it's going to be your first attempt. And then what happens? You run out of revives, you run out of units, and then you just stop playing. So that's number two. And number three is you just lose motivation. Okay, especially if you see like the best players in the world doing these speed runs, and you're like trying to assimilate them, and you realize you can't do it as fast as they could, or you can't do it like as solo, try to solo each fight like they did, and you realize, man, I suck at this game. There's a saying, comparison is the thief of joy. Okay, I believe I got that right. Let me know if that's wrong. But you really shouldn't compare yourself to these players. These guys have been playing this game for thousands of hours, okay, for 10 years. So if you're a new player, to expect that level of skill is just not going to happen. It's going to take a lot of time, okay? So a lot of people, they just lose motivation. They don't want to do it anymore. So that's number three. And number four, they just give up too easily, okay? Like if they cannot do a fight, like a quest or even a boss in like less than 10 revives, you know, maybe even less than 5 revives to fight a boss, and they realize, I don't want to do this. This is too difficult for me to do. I don't This game seems too hard for me to beat. So what happens? They just give up. They just give up too easily. When it comes to the Grandmaster pre-nerf, I took that fight using Corvus Glaive with a 5-star, not Ascended. There was no Ascended back then, okay? And this was pre-nerf Grandmaster. I spent over 2 hours fighting the Grandmaster, I believe, okay? And what is that? I spent at least 40 revives to complete it, if not close, probably 50 revives to do the 6.46 Grandmaster. Okay, so it's definitely not going to be easy. It's gonna take time. If you think you can do, if you're gonna go to a quest thinking that 10 revives is too much to beat a quest, or even just a boss, then this is not the game for you. Okay, so that's number four. They just give up too easily. And number five, they just don't want to do quests. Okay, that's kind of another obvious one. Let me just give you an example when it comes to my uh, one of my free-to-play account, Pawns Academy. So I have this account probably over 7 years. I think it's probably 8 years now since I had this account, and it's still thrown bigger. Why is that? It's because I'm trying to get 6-star Hercules in this account, and it's been like a million crystals, and I still haven't got 6-star Hercules in this account. By the way, I have 3 accounts, so technically 4 accounts, but one is fairly new, so we're not going to talk about it. So 3 accounts are free to play. I have not got Hercules. Okay, I've only got Hercules in my pay to win account. Keep that in mind. And then when in this account, I still haven't got 6-star Hercules as well. So once I get him as a 6-star Hercules, I will be progressing. Doing a series, can I complete Act 7 only using 6-star Hercules? And that's the reason why this is still Thronebreaker. All I gotta do is complete 8.3, and I'm going to become Valiant, because as you can see here, I already have two. You can't see it on this profile, but all I can tell you is I do have two 7-star rank 3 when it comes to Pawns Academy, and I just need to complete 8.3 to become Thronebreaker. So that's it. Those are the top 5 reasons why people are not Valiant. Number one, most important thing, you're just not putting enough time to why you're not Valiant. One thing I believe right here, this is definitely gonna not motivate people to become Valiant, to realize how difficult this challenge I'm doing is, using auto fight to become Valiant, but I would say this will motivate people more than you see Kabam YouTubers doing the speed run. That's what I believe, because if I can become Valiant using auto fight, then what's your excuse? Really, you can't have any excuse anymore. If I can become Valiant to become using auto fight, there's no excuse. Okay, there is time that requires a lot of time, and that's something you have to know when it comes to this game to become Valiant. That's it. Thank you.